What if I told you there's a place where you can retire for less than $1,500 a month and still live really well? Like steak for dinner, mountain view apartment, no snow to shovel kind of well. Let's talk about Ecuador. Because a growing number of Americans are quietly ditching overpriced cities and heading to this little South American country you probably haven't thought much about since high school geography class. Welcome back to Retire Without Borders, the show where I go over the ins and outs of retiring overseas. So you are probably surprised to find I'm talking about Ecuador. I mean, yeah, they have a great soccer team, but what else? Why would you want to retire there? Well, actually, Ecuador is an amazing little country. I mean, just having the Galapagos Islands nearby is reason enough for me. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know about retiring in Ecuador. I'll go over the cost of living, what healthcare options exist, where to live and enjoy, what to expect from the culture, how to get a visa, and the one thing most retirees wish they knew before they moved. Stick around till the end and I'll even tell you about the best-kept secret town in the entire country. Alright, let's break this down and get to the details. Why are so many Americans retiring in Ecuador? As of the making of this video, there are no fewer than 10,000 American expats in the country. This is out of a total population of around 18 million. And having over 10,000 Americans already in the country is a great start. First, the basics. Ecuador uses the US dollar. So right off the bat, you don't have to deal with confusing exchange rates. That's a big win for retirees living on Social Security or a fixed pension. Second, the climate is amazing, especially in cities like Cuenca, which sit high in the Andes. I'm talking year-round spring weather. No more brutal winters, no more scorching summers, no more sky-high heating bills. Just cool mornings, sunny afternoons, and light jackets at night. And then there's the cost of living. Here's what your money can get you in Ecuador. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment in the historic district of Cuenca that will run you only $500 a month. Utilities, maybe $80. Fresh produce from a local market? You can walk out with a bag full of fruits and veggies for less than $10. Let's say your total budget is around $1,300 a month. That gets you rent, food, internet, transportation, a house cleaner twice a week, and still leaves you room to go out for dinner a few times. Speaking of cost of living, let's discuss banking. Banking in Ecuador is relatively straightforward for expats. Major banks in Ecuador include Banco Pichincha, the largest and most widely used, Banco del Pacífico, Produbanco, and Banco de Guayaquil. These institutions offer a range of services, including checking and savings accounts, online banking, and debit cards. Like I said, the country's financial system is based on the US dollar, which eliminates currency exchange hassles and provides a layer of financial stability for American retirees. To open a bank account in Ecuador as an expat, you typically need to present a valid passport, Ecuadorian visa or residency ID, proof of address, and sometimes a small initial deposit, usually less than $100. For accessing funds from the US, retirees have several options. Many expats use their US bank or credit union accounts and simply withdraw cash from ATMs in Ecuador, which are widely available in cities and towns. Some retirees also set up direct deposit of their Social Security or pension payments into their US account and transfer money monthly as needed. Overall, Ecuador offers a user-friendly banking experience, particularly for Americans familiar with dollar-based systems. Next big topic is cell phone service. We all need to reach out and touch someone, especially when living thousands of miles from home. Cell phone service in Ecuador is widely available, affordable, and relatively easy for expats to set up. The country has good mobile coverage in cities, towns, and even many rural areas, although signal strength may weaken in remote mountain or jungle regions. The 3 main mobile providers in Ecuador are Claro, Movistar, and CNT, Corporación Nacional de Telecomunicaciones. Among these, Claro has the largest coverage and is especially popular for both data and voice reliability, while Movistar and CNT also offer competitive plans and service quality. Expats can choose between prepaid and postpaid plans, but most newcomers start with prepaid service due to the simplicity. Prepaid service has no contracts, minimal paperwork, and immediate activation. Additionally, services like WhatsApp are used heavily in Ecuador for both communication and business, so having mobile data is considered essential for daily life. Overall, cell service in Ecuador is modern, inexpensive, and well-suited for expats who want to stay connected while enjoying their retirement abroad. But what about healthcare? We're not getting any younger. Well, Ecuadorian healthcare is one of the biggest reasons people stay. The private hospitals in Cuenca, Quito, and even Loja are modern, clean, and affordable. A doctor's visit can cost as little as $30 out of pocket. If you prefer insurance, private expat plans run around $70 to $120 a month, depending on age and coverage. And we're not talking patchwork care here. Many Ecuadorian doctors train internationally, some even in the US, and a good number of them speak English. A few retirees I spoke with said the quality of their care in Ecuador was actually better than what they were getting back home. Great! You're healthy, you've got your cell phone, and your banking. Where do you want to live? Where do most expats live? I'll run through the top cities for American expats in Ecuador to give you an overview. Cuenca is easily the most popular city for American expats. It's a colonial city in the Andes with cobblestone streets, flower markets, and a surprisingly vibrant arts scene. It's also super walkable. Retirees who live there love this feature. There are parks, cafes, English language meetups, and a big expat community. Retiring in Cuenca is like discovering a well-kept secret that more and more American retirees are now cluing into, and for good reason. It's one of the most popular expat destinations for Americans. Because Cuenca is in the Andes Mountains, sitting at about 8,200 feet above sea level, it has a mild, spring-like climate all year long. Think 50s in the morning. Then you only reach into the 70s by afternoon. No heating or air conditioning needed, which will cut down on utility bills. It's clean, walkable, and full of character. Plus, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means strict preservation of its historical architecture and a strong focus on cultural heritage. You can live well in Cuenca on about $1,200 to $1,800 a month, depending on your lifestyle. Then there's Vilcabamba. This one's more for nature lovers, yoga folks, and people who want peace and quiet. It's small, lush, and has a reputation for longevity. Some locals claim to live well into their 100s. Whether that's true or not, it's definitely one of the most chill places in the country. Vilcabamba is often nicknamed the Valley of Longevity. It is a small, peaceful town tucked into the southern Andes, about 45 minutes from the city of Loja. That puts you about an hour away from the capital, Quito. Known for its lush landscapes, year-round spring weather, and laid-back lifestyle, Vilcabamba has become a haven for retirees seeking tranquility, wellness, and a deep connection with nature. The cost of living is incredibly low. You can rent a home with mountain views for under $500 a month and shop at local markets for a fraction of US prices. While it lacks the infrastructure and amenities of bigger cities like Cuenca, it makes up for it with clean air, friendly locals, and a growing but tight-knit international community. For retirees looking to slow down, unplug, and stretch their dollars in a naturally beautiful setting, Vilcabamba offers a compelling and deeply relaxing alternative. Next up are Manta and Salinas, two beach cities becoming popular. So if you want ocean views and seafood, they're worth checking out. Manta and Salinas are two of Ecuador's most popular coastal cities, especially among retirees looking for oceanfront living at a fraction of US prices. In case you didn't know, I love fishing. I would want to retire somewhere that has great fishing. Both of these cities are world-renowned for their rich Pacific waters and exciting sport fishing opportunities. These cities are popular launching points for deep-sea fishing charters targeting marlin, tuna, dorado, mahi-mahi, sailfish, wahoo, and even giant grouper. Manta is considered one of the best places in the world to catch blue and black marlin, particularly from December through April. Manta, in particular, is growing fast. Manta, a bustling port city, offers a more modern lifestyle with shopping malls, hospitals, and an airport with flights to Quito, making it a convenient base for expats. It has a growing middle class, good infrastructure, and a blend of local and international dining. Salinas, on the other hand, is a smaller beach resort town known for its wide, sandy beaches, laid-back vibe, and seasonal influx of vacationers. It's quieter than Manta outside of holidays and offers a more relaxed pace. Both cities provide easy access to fresh seafood, affordable housing — you can rent a beachfront apartment for $600 to $900 a month — and temperate coastal weather. While Spanish is helpful, English is increasingly common in expat zones. If you're dreaming of retirement with sea breezes, palm trees, and affordable ceviche, Manta and Salinas are worth a serious look.
Then there is Quito, the capital.
As such, Quito is bigger, louder, and busier than the other towns on the list. But Quito is also more developed. Quito has great hospitals, which is very important for us retirees. There are tons of places here with amazing food. Quito has some serious city energy. If you want hustle and bustle, it's there. Now let's talk visas. Getting legal residency in Ecuador is easier than in most countries. For American retirees, the pensioner visa is the most common. You just need to prove a stable monthly income of around $1,350 a month. That income could be from Social Security, a pension, or even rental income. Other options include the investor visa, which requires a capital investment of about $46,000 in real estate or a local bank, and the professional visa for retirees with university degrees seeking part-time consulting or academic roles. The pensioner visa is generally the easiest and fastest route, especially for those with clear, documented retirement income. In any case, to get started, you'll need to provide a copy of your birth certificate, passport, undergo an FBI background check, and provide a few other documents. Just so you know, most expats hire a local lawyer to help with all of that. It's not cheap, maybe $800 to $1,200 to go through the entire process, but it's worth it to have someone walk you through it. So, once you've moved, how do you get back home to visit? How long does it take? From Quito or Guayaquil, you can reach destinations like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago with ease. Non-stop flights from Quito to New York take about 7 hours and 20 minutes, while flights to Los Angeles are roughly 7 hours non-stop, or around 8 to 10 hours with a connection. Chicago usually requires a one-stop flight, typically taking 7 to 10 hours depending on your layover. Round-trip flights from Ecuador to the U.S. are competitively priced, costing around $280 to $360 to New York or Los Angeles. Major airlines serving Ecuador include Avianca, LATAM, Copa, American, Delta, United, and JetBlue. Most U.S.-bound flights go through key hubs like Miami, Panama City, Bogota, or Atlanta. The good news is that flights are frequent, affordable, and well-connected to major U.S. cities. All right, let's pause for a second and address the big elephant in the room. Safety. Is Ecuador safe? Short answer, yes, with caveats. Like anywhere, some areas are safer than others. Pickpocketing happens in tourist spots, but only to those who are unaware. There are neighborhoods in Guayaquil and Quito you probably don't want to wander into late at night. But overall, in the areas where expats live, like Cuenca, Vilcabamba, or Loja, safety is not a major issue. Most crimes are non-violent and avoidable with common sense. Don't flash your phone when you aren't paying attention to your surroundings. Lock your doors at home. Don't walk around alone at 2 a.m. and stare at your phone. You know, basic stuff. Retirees who settle into daily routines, shop at local markets, and build relationships with neighbors often feel safer than they did in big U.S. cities. Let's move on to a few challenges Americans face when they get here. First challenge is the language. Spanish is spoken everywhere. Now, while I grew up in Los Angeles, learning and speaking Spanish as a second language, I recognize that many Americans don't speak Spanish. And while you'll find English speakers in expat-heavy areas, you'll definitely need at least basic Spanish to get around. Ordering food, dealing with paperwork, calling a plumber, you'll need it. Apps help. Classes help. But patience helps more. My best recommendation is to start interacting with locals and practice your Spanish. It will be challenging, but you'll eventually get it. The locals will appreciate you that much more for learning their language. I lived and worked in West Germany and Switzerland in the late 80s. It very much is appreciated when you can speak the language. Second challenge, the pace of life. Things move much slower here. Way slower. If you're used to Amazon Prime, 24/7 service, or government offices that work efficiently, you're in for an adjustment. The bureaucracy here can be frustrating. Appointments get delayed for a myriad of reasons. Deliveries simply don't show up on time or at all. But over time, most retirees come to appreciate the laid-back rhythm. Third, the cultural differences. People greet with cheek kisses. Shopkeepers may not have change. Bank hours might not match what the sign says. The key to success is flexibility. You're not in the US anymore, and that's part of the point, right? But here's the cool part. Most retirees say that after about 6 months, those differences become part of the charm. The little quirks, the slower pace, Even the language barriers, they turn into things you grow to appreciate. Now let's get real. What stops most people from making the move? It's not money. It's not logistics. It's fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of being alone. Fear of getting it wrong. One couple I interviewed said they spent 5 years watching YouTube videos before they finally booked a flight and began enjoying their retirement in Quito. 5 years. And then they got here, rented a place in Cuenca, joined a salsa class, and never looked back. You don't have to move permanently on day one. Try a 30-day stay. Check out my video listed above on test driving a country before you move. Book an Airbnb. See what it feels like. Go to the market. Chat with people. Visit a hospital. Find a local English-speaking group. Treat it like a test run. There are a ton of resources on the internet where you can get more information on what life is really like for expats. Because here's the truth. Retirement doesn't have to mean downsizing, or worrying about medical bills, or being stuck inside all winter. It can mean adventure. It can mean peace. It can mean more life for less money. Alright, I promised you a secret. There's a small town called Cotacachi, about 2 hours north of Quito. It's surrounded by volcanoes. It has a small but growing expat community. It's clean, walkable, super affordable, and known for its leather goods. You can buy a handmade leather jacket there for under 100. The town square is quiet, the locals are friendly, and it feels like a place time forgot, in the best way. It's not for everyone. But if you're looking for something off the radar, Cotacachi might just be your place. So to wrap this all up, Ecuador isn't just cheap. It's livable. It's vibrant. It's got modern healthcare, warm people, amazing food, and enough natural beauty to keep you busy for years. It's not perfect, but no place is. What matters is that it might give you something the US no longer can. Peace, simplicity, and a better return on the life you worked hard to build. Watch the next video on your screen to see how to test drive a country before you move.